heard you needed some help.
We know how dangerous Rumpelstiltskin has been in the past. This version is evil beyond anything we've ever seen.
He will drag us all into the darkness. I'm not giving up.
This is how I have to go out, showing you that there are people that love you. That's a worthy end for me.
So first off, let me congratulate you on your Emmy nomination for Once Upon a Time.
Thank you so much.
I'm very excited for you. This is the first nomination in this category, which is music composition for a series, dramatic score, for the show in its entire run. That's kind of cool.
Yes, we were all surprised and very excited because the show has been around for a while, and we're really thrilled to be recognized for our music.
It's a pretty eclectic category, and it's always, I mean, you know, for what I do here for a living with predicting and everything, it's like the music categories are the ones that I almost I can't even venture into because they're so wild and so random sometimes. And,
oh yeah.
And yeah, you've got, you know, your final season of the show, and here you are in it. It's fantastic.
Yay.
And so you spent Did you drop? Are you there?
No.
Okay. It went black.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I do. It just went like dead silent. We're good. We're all good. I can edit like a fiend.
Technology.
So you spend the majority of your time on Once Upon a Time doing the music, but just the last season as composer, correct?
Yes, this season all three of us were credited as music by.
Yeah, Mark Isham and Michael D. Simon. That's kind of even better. It's like, once you come on, here comes the Emmy nomination.
Yes, we really got lucky in that regard. It was the right year to get credit.
It is. I'm not saying there's a connection to that, but maybe that's what I'm saying. Something that's kind of fascinating about this, there's two music composition categories for series and for limited series TV movie. Mm-hmm. And there are 16 total nominees because there's lots of, you know, doubles and singles. And you are the only female nominated this year.
How about that?
I mean, I can ask you, why do you think that is? And it seems like there's an obvious answer coming, but why do you think that is right now still?
Well, it's a frustrating question because it comes up again and again, and it's hard to really answer it, except to say that maybe it takes a while to build a career in this business, in film and TV. Yeah. And maybe I remember when I was studying film scoring classes, I was always one of only a handful of women, and at the time there weren't that many of us. But from what I understand now, it's almost 50-50 in film scoring studying programs. So maybe women are slowly entering the business, and 10 years from now, hopefully there will be just as many women as men. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I think so too. Sometimes, yeah, I've interviewed female composers and done some pieces on them, and it's opportunity more than anything. I think it's advocacy within an organization itself to kind of do that.
There are definitely things like subconscious bias and people recommending their friends. You don't get it. You are too busy for a project, but your buddy, you know, who else do you know? You know other white men, and so you're going to recommend one of them.
Yeah.
And sort of the more the circles widen and more people get included, hopefully talented people from all walks of life will be able to join in the fun.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's clearly the direction I think the entertainment industry is sort of finally getting to.
Yeah, well, there's a great organization to which I belong, the Alliance for Women Film Composers.
Yes.
Which has been doing a lot of advocacy and raising profiles of women composers.
That's awesome.
So that is out there. Join it, ladies.
Yes, absolutely. That's super cool. All right, let's go back in time a little bit here.
Sure.
So music is obviously something that's always been quite a passion for you. And did you really start composing at 5 years old? Like I read.
Well, those things always make me laugh in people's bios because it seems like every kid in the world plays a musical instrument at 5 years old, so it's not really that remarkable. But it is a fun story that my parents like to tell. That I wrote a little song.
Aha.
I was a strange kid. When I was playing my little piano, I wrote a song called "The Aku Aku Foot Disease." With a whole story behind it of how people would get this foot disease and they would hear the music, and it was very bizarre. So I enjoyed telling stories with music from a very young age.
So from that, what was the did you have an initial inspiration, or was it kind of just, I'm a kid, I'm taking music classes or an instrument class? Was there a singular spark, or was it a growing thing?
Well, I do remember around 5 years old, my family was living in Japan. My dad was working there, and they took me to a theatrical show that was all in Japanese, but there was music and there was dance and there was costumes, and I just completely fell in love with it. And thought about it for weeks afterwards and just felt like, wow, this is a world that I want to be part of. And at the time I didn't really know how that could happen, but the closest thing was playing the piano, something that I could do at home.
That sort of speaks to the adage of music being such an international language. That's fantastic.
True, definitely.
I love that. So later your career kind of started with a bang, winning the National Playwright Award for
yes,
all that he was.
Yes, my writing partner Larry Todd Johnson and I were working on a show at Cal State Fullerton where he was a grad student, and we entered it in the American College Theater Festival, and we were very fortunate to end up winning. And from that, the show was published by Samuel French. We got a couple of performances at the Kennedy Center. Mm-hmm. It was pretty wonderful.
Is that an ongoing collaboration?
That is. We have been, ever since then, since our college days, we've been writing musicals together. And we do some and we take some time off. It's easy to get burnt out because it really is a feast or famine job. If you're not Lin-Manuel Miranda, you're pretty much making gas money and dinner money, but it's a labor of love. But we did. That's
true.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just laughing. That's true. You've got the people at the very top, of a genre or vocation, and then everybody else is kind of like you said, gas money.
It seems to be that way, especially in theater. I mean, in film and TV, it is possible to make a middle class living. Mm-hmm. It's writing music in these fields, but in theater, it seems like either it's tons of money and fame and glory, or little black box shows someplace that you're all just doing for love.
There you go, summer stock and whatnot. Go ahead.
And speaking of theater, we actually just had a run of a new show in Chicago. It ran for 8 weeks, and it was a parody of the novel Lord of the Flies. Called
Really?
Flies the Musical! ! It was a black comedy, and with sort of loosely tied to the current state of the world about what happens when norms go out the window and people descend into savagery and all hell breaks loose. But of course, told in a zany, funny way with song.
I like that. That sounds like Twitter the musical right now.
Is there such a thing?
No, but that just descending into madness sounds just about right.
Collusion, the musical.
Oh my gosh, that's. I will look forward to that. There should be plenty of great art to at least come out of the darkest of times.
Oh my gosh, yes, definitely interesting fodder for some storytelling.
I would say so. So you've also collaborated quite a bit with Mark Isham, who you do share that nomination with, and for a long time. How did that relationship begin?
I actually started as Mark's assistant many years ago when it was sort of random through a friend of a friend. I was writing another musical and looking for a day job, and just happened to, this was sort of before the days where everybody is looking to, where every film composing student is looking for an apprenticeship. That's sort of become the norm now, but at the time I just really sort of lucked into this job and assisting Mark, and started out just answering his phone and categorizing sample libraries. And at the time he still did everything himself and he didn't need help with anything, but he was a wonderful mentor, and he was so great about, he was always happy to explain his process or what he was doing or how he used logic and technical things. It was a great opportunity to observe and learn. And then gradually, as he got busier, I started being able to orchestrate and add a couple of things here and there. And it really sort of grew naturally into a good collaboration.
I love that. That's yeah, for anyone listening, that's how you be an ally. That's how you take somebody and give them an opportunity. I think that's wonderful.
Mark's really been great about that for his whole team. Our recording engineer on the show, Jason LaRocca, started out as Mark's tech assistant when he was 18.
Oh my gosh.
And learned hands-on and worked up from there. So he's really helped a lot of people. That
is tremendous. How very old school though too. I love that.
Yeah.
Just actually learning on the job.
Yeah.
So you've had a really eclectic career. I loved looking.
It's so hodgepodgey.
Oh my God, it is. You have TV and film and musical theater. You've toured with Pat Benatar, which is just totally badass. Yeah.
She was my childhood idol. So
how great is that?
It was extra special.
That oh my gosh, yeah. I have secondhand envy just thinking about it because I loved her so much. But yeah, you've been a musical director, arranger, composer, taught music. So are you just like really restless as an artist?
I love trying new things and discovering new things and playing around in different genres. For a long time I was single with no kids, so I had a lot of time on my hands.
Okay, there is the key.
I guess so.
Oh, is there any element of these different genres and different things that you've done that you kind of favor the most?
I think I really like having a mix. I like being able to do a little bit of, well, the great thing about the theater world is we, the writers, are the bosses. We can pretty much create something, get a cast together and put it up, and we don't have to get notes. Well, sometimes we do, but notes in the theater world are very different from in the film and TV world, you're serving somebody else's vision, and we're always happy to accommodate whatever notes come our way. In the theater world, a director might give you notes saying something like, well, I don't want to compromise your vision, but what if you were to do this? And a film composer's brain would explode if that phrase were uttered.
Exactly, because it means the exact opposite of what it says.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. In film and TV, it's not about our vision. It's about how can we help them elaborate on their vision.
Yes, absolutely. That is an ultimate collaboration in that sense. Which kind of leads me a little bit to the next thing, is that your diversity in your career definitely lends itself to the diversity in the style that you have with your music. Because sometimes, you can have a composer like Hans Zimmer, where, you can hear about 3 or 4 notes and that it's Hans Zimmer, and it's pretty identifiable. But, you've got a lot of diversity, supernatural and drama and musical comedy. And is there... Walk me through, I guess, the approach that you take on the project. What begins how you decide to approach the tone?
Well, usually either producers or filmmakers have something in mind, whether it's, we want a moody electronic score or we want a epic orchestral score. Usually they have a general genre in mind or type of music, and if not, I always ask them to provide something, just sort of as a guideline. Send me some things that you like, or whether or not they're right for this film. I want to hear some things that you love and things that speak to you emotionally. And then I try to start out setting up sort of a musical world for the film, whether it's choosing some instruments or deciding on a couple of live players, if it's going to have soloists. A good place to start is what kind of music is it going to be, and who would be sort of like casting in a musical. I might say, I need a wonderful trumpet player for this. Start from there.
So what can my listeners look forward to you working on next? Now that Once Upon a Time is Once Upon a Time.
There's actually a live concert coming up in September that is called The Future is Female, and it's the work of 10 women composers, and it's going to be at the Wiltern in Los Angeles, where, oddly enough, I played with Pat Benatar about in 2002 or 3.
Wow.
So it'll be fun to be back there, and we have a 30-piece orchestra, and we're also going to have, because a lot of us write hybrid scores, and to make things more interesting, we're going to have the option of having pre-records. So if we want to have electronics mixed in with the orchestra, or voices, or something else, it should be a really interesting show. And there are some fantastic women, including Jermaine Franco, who wrote the songs for the movie Coco.
Oh my goodness.
And Tamar Kali, who wrote Mudbound, Oscar nominated.
Yes,
really,
I chatted with.
Excellent show.
Oh, I chatted with her last year. I love her. I am. Oh my gosh, I'm. I like try to absorb like anything she does. That is really exciting.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's September 4th at the Wiltern.
September 4th at the Wiltern. You heard it here. Get your tickets. That's awesome. That's super exciting. Well, Cindy, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you, Eric. It was a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness, and good luck on the Emmys in September.
Thank you.
I wish.
What a crazy ride.
It is. I'm still like so happy that this is how you kind of get to end the run with the show with an Emmy nomination. That's pretty sweet.
It's really a wonderful sort of celebration of a wonderful show.
It is. That's pretty fantastic. Great. All right. Thank you again so much, Cindy.
Thank you. Have a great day.